Howdy folks, welcome back to another World of Warships video. Well, I've done something I've been promising myself I wouldn't do with this game. I've bought myself a premium ship. I went and bought the Atlanta. Tier 7 light cruiser from the American tech tree. Is it any good? Well, yeah, I think it is. Is it worth what I paid for it? That depends. That depends on you. It depends on how much disposable income you've got. It depends if you're in a situation where you can afford to lavish money on virtual toys. I don't drink. I don't smoke. It's like the song goes. Don't drink. Don't smoke. What do you do? You've got to have something to spend your cash on. So there we go, that's what I bought. Isn't it pretty? This is my first high tier ship. It's tier 7. As I say, light cruiser. I did kind of mock when I was doing one of our Bogatyr videos the Russian philosophy of sticking as many guns as possible on a ship. And I shouldn't do really, because the Americans have done exactly the same thing here. Oh, there's empty deck space? Put some guns there. It is bristling with weaponry. I should point out though that these are not your typical cruiser guns. These are guns that you would more generally find on a destroyer. These are 5-inch guns. Yeah, not 8-inch, not 7-inch, definitely not 9-inch, 5-inch guns. So you might think that would mean it would lack something in the firepower department, but high explosive shells always do damage, and it is really a case of throwing enough shit at the wall and some of it will stick. This I should point out is actually my first game out in this ship. I've got absolutely no upgrades on it, no modifications, nothing. This is how it came out of the box. I should also point out that the reason I actually spent real money and got myself this ship is I saw a video of it on Mighty Jingle's channel and thought, that looks like it plays like the Bogatyr, and I like the way the Bogatyr plays, so maybe this is a higher tier ship that I'll enjoy. Now you can't actually see it at the moment because I'm looking at the ship and how pretty it is, and it is pretty, isn't it? But the rate of fire on this is such that when you fire a salvo at an enemy ship, you get a second salvo away while your first volley of shots are in the air. It does rain down a ridiculously high amount of firepower on enemy targets, as this little destroyer that's decided to come out of his smoke screen is about to find out. And also, I mean, because it's a light cruiser, it's actually pretty quick. 30 plus knots, and like I say, I've done no upgrades to it. There's no engine boost on it, nothing. This is as is, and there's our first kill.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
I'll spin around and go and help this guy out, because these two ships are both focusing him down. So while they're looking at him, they won't be looking at me. The one thing you really can't afford to do with this, if you play it like a British cruiser, you can have a really short game, because it's got no armour on it. It doesn't have very much health, but you'll see here what I mean about your second volley being away while your first one's still in the air. The rate of fire is just absolutely phenomenal. And whilst those shots when they hit don't do a massive amount of damage, they do all do damage, and they are pretty accurate. And you know, the spread is not massive. The dispersion on them at range isn't terrible. So a lot of your shots are going to hit, and high explosive always causes damage. And as you just saw there, you've not only got a risk of starting fires, but you're knocking out modules all of the time. So he's losing guns, and the second kill. It's always funny when somebody sails into torpedoes. It's not so funny when it's you, but when it's somebody else, it's always funny. Now, this is an example of me being terrible at this game. I will hold my hand up. The amount of shots that I put into this destroyer and don't manage to hit him is just... he is going to come sailing past me. I'm trying to get behind this headland because I figure he's a destroyer, he's probably put torpedoes in the water. But the torpedoes never come. Or if they do, I've managed to run away from them. But I just don't seem to get that I need to give more lead, because all of these shots are landing behind him. And if just one volley of these hit him, he's probably done. I mean, I got him there and I caused him some damage. But I think I hit his engine. I think I knocked his engine out there. And now I've actually started giving him more lead and he's slowed down. Do you know what? If you actually gave me a warship, I'd be dangerous, wouldn't I? And luckily, whether he's got his torpedo tubes and knocked out or what, I don't know, because I run myself aground here, and I should just eat a broadside of torpedoes and be out of the game at this point, but that doesn't happen. So whether he's paying more attention to that ship in front of him and not enough to me, or what, I don't know, or his torpedoes maybe don't have range. I'm not familiar with half the ships I'm coming up against at the moment, so... But, you know, like I said, the firepower on this thing, the rate of fire is such that, you know, you throw enough shit at the wall and eventually some of it sticks. And there we go, there's our third kill. But how many shells did I throw at that guy to sink him? That was just... Now, another good thing this has got is excellent anti-aircraft defence. You don't know it because nobody's attacked me with an aircraft yet. But the reason that nobody's attacked me with an aircraft yet is because if they did, I'd shoot it down. Not only does it have very good anti-aircraft, but like I said, its main armament are 5-inch guns. And those 5-inch guns also count as anti-aircraft. So if you do pop your anti-aircraft fire cooldown, you're pretty much untouchable. I mean, I'm not saying you are untouchable, because if any carrier really wants to sink you, then you know they can throw enough at you that they will. But if they do, it's going to cost them an awful lot of aircraft.
Provide anti-aircraft fire support.
Now, I kind of get in two minds here. I want to go and support that cruiser, but our battleship is protecting our base. So, and there's a cruiser and a battleship on the enemy team somewhere, and they've just popped up. You see them over there on the map. So I decided to go and help the battleship. I figure the cruiser had eyes just for a second there on the aircraft carrier, so he should be able to take that aircraft carrier out on his own. I'm not sure how much health he has left, but you know, I figure he's probably okay doing that. I should go and help the battleship, because a battleship against a cruiser and a battleship, that's a battleship that's going to get sunk. That's what that is.
Anti-aircraft fire support.
So yeah, at this point I'm thinking maximize the firepower. And again, you see it's got a good turn of speed on it, this ship. It is not a slow boat. Oh yeah, I meant to say as well, the reason that convinced me into spending actual money is that at the minute Wargaming have got a promotional thing on. So I think there's about a third off the price of everything. I can't remember exactly what I paid for this ship. I bought it with doubloons, not with actual money, but I mean you buy doubloons for actual money, so it is money. It is actual money, really. But yeah, I think it was just over 6,000 doubloons, and I'm pretty sure that the regular price on it is about 9,800, and I think it was 6,300, 6,400. I can't remember. I went to have a look to check, but obviously because I've actually got the ship, I can't see what it's selling for doubloons in the port. So I do know on the website it's retailing for just over £28. I'm not entirely sure what that is in euros. Probably about the same. It'll be, I reckon it'll be just under €30. Now this guy, he's not got a lot of health on him, and my first volley shots are just, what was I aiming at? It's just terrible. He must figure he's in with a good chance, and then he eats another volley off me and thinks, oh crikey, look at the reload rate on this guy, and decides that discretion is the better part of valor. And to be fair, yeah, I've already made the comment that one battleship against a battleship and a cruiser is a dead battleship, and I miss here as well. Oh god, really having a bad do at this. I'm really making a hash of this. Is a dead battleship. So, you know, taking my own policy into account here, what do you think one light cruiser against a cruiser and a battleship is going to be?
Torpedoes dead ahead.
So I stopped and missed the Charnor's torpedoes, and I fired my torpedoes into this gap to make this cruiser think twice about poking. But now the Charnor's just come round the headland, and I'm sitting here in the crossfire. I managed to take the cruiser out, and then I get taken out. But it's okay, because the other cruiser, in the meantime, has managed to go and get himself in the cap circle. I feel like I should start playing some elevator music or something, but I haven't got any samples. So I am just gonna cut ahead. So here we go, cutting ahead to the pertinent bit, and we're camping the clock down basically. This is going to be a win, and we're going to win by capping. So this guy had the right idea basically for all my heroics, going and sinking an extra ship. But 4 kills, first time out, I don't think that's too bad, even if I didn't end up going to the bottom. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it.